processing a transaction inside of CardPoint using the virtual terminal. Here inside of CardPoint, you can see at the top there's a virtual terminal tab, and if you click on it, it brings you right here to this virtual terminal page. Now all we have to do in order to process a transaction here is provide some information. So we'll do my name here, and I've got some autofill, so I'll just let it type all that out. And here I'll provide my card details. I'm going to assign this an invoice number, and I'm just going to call it term test for terminal test, and we'll give it a subtotal, and let's just do 36 cents. I'm not going to apply a surcharge, so I'm just going to clear that field there, and now all we do is click process transaction. Now it's created a brand new transaction detail showing us all the information about the transaction that we just processed. So just like any other transaction that you run inside of your Sage system, you can see that we have that invoice number, transaction ID, auth code, and you can see the totals, the batch that the transaction is going into, and the difference between Sage and this is that you can see who actually processed the transaction in the virtual terminal on the transaction detail. Now a handy feature here is that we can click on the Save Profile button, and this is going to save this card as a customer so we can more easily enter this card in the future if we need to run a virtual terminal transaction again. So let's click on the Save Profile button, and let's go back to the virtual terminal. So a really handy thing we can do now is because we have saved that customer, we can either click on the customer's tab, but since I already know the name, we'll just type that in here, and you can see here that looks like we have a few of these cards actually saved, but we're just going to choose the first one here, and it's going to pre-populate all of this information. You'll notice here that we have a token and we don't have a card to enter like we did here with the Add New Credit Card because we're using this existing card. And you'll never be able to see the full card number because it's already been tokenized for security purposes. So here, let's do another transaction, and we'll do this one for 40 cents. No surcharge, and we'll process that transaction. And now you can see on this one, because I processed this using an existing customer profile, the one we just created by clicking on the Create Customer button, now we can just click View Customer Profile, and it will take us right to the page of this customer. So if we go here and select a merchant, we can see all of the transactions that have been processed to this customer, and we can click on each one of them and go straight to those pages that we were just on in the reporting transaction detail view. It's easy as that.